Hi everyone, welcome back to a special episode that I said wouldn't happen. But, as I really can't leave well enough alone, I wanted to give you guys at least something this week. If you're new to the channel or a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Helps me a ton with the whole algorithm thing, and sharing me amongst groups and stuff really helps as well. Tell your friends or family or somebody if they may be interested in this sort of thing. But I'm kind of actually in the middle of filming another video right now that you'll see later. But I don't like leaving a week off. I know I just got back from vacation. I know I'm kind of busy doing other things, but I really want to just kind of give you guys a video and basically just kind of as a thank you. So what I'm going to be doing today is something that's needed to be done for a while, and I really want to kind of help you guys out with something as well. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you all how to put new brakes, electric brakes, on your trailer. I've done this before. This trailer is well overdue, and it's really getting to the point where it's dangerous, but I have parts for it. We're going to tear it apart until essentially the weather doesn't look this good. It's going to thunderstorm later. I need this done. I moved the trailer over so I could work on it. I'm going to show you what I got. Oops, tucked away in this corner while I'm busy filming another video is this box that's been sitting in my garage for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is all assembled backing plates for the trailer's brakes. I'm going to grab a knife and open this poor beat up thing up because I haven't even done that yet. And you can tell where I got it from because it was cheap. But we're going to check that out. Plus, I have another, kind of issue going on. You'll see that right here, there are 2 boxes. There should be 4 boxes. This one won't open. There we go. But these are the drums and hubs that I need to use. I only have 2 of them. The other 2 are supposed to be coming today. They're not here yet. So I'm at the point right now where it's like, okay, it's going to thunderstorm later. It already has once today. We're in a break in the weather. I'm just going to try to get that thing done and hope to God that we can get this thing put together before I get rained on. And maybe I'll be able to get a video out to you guys. But I got drums, backing plates. Let's start tearing this thing apart. Okay, at least I got rights and lefts, so that's a good sign. And this is what they're supposed to look like. Drum brakes. This is what this one looks like. It's a little moved. We're going to have to yank that back into shape somehow. But how these electric brakes work is that you've got this electromagnet here that kind of rides on this pin. You got 2 wires that come through right there. There they are in the back. And you got to wire that up to your system when you replace the brakes. Basically, you take the nut for the hub off on the outside. It's like a regular old spindle type of thing. Yank the drum off, take everything with it, take the bolts out of the backing plate, cut the wires, and throw them away. And then you take the new one, bolt it right back up to where it came from, wire 2 wires together. They're literally the same color. It doesn't even matter where you hook them up, as long as they're hooked up. So, I think that doesn't matter. I think it just matters that power goes to it. So, you wire them back up, you stick the drum over top of it, put all your bearings in first, clearly. Then you tighten the nut down, pin it, and then usually trailer hubs have a grease zerk on the outside, and you grease it until all the grease starts to come out the front. Now, that's why I bought these. I got a couple tubes of red and tacky. That should be good. Plus, I have one in the grease gun. Hopefully, that'll be enough. And we'll just fill all the hubs up with grease. That should be good to go. Now, I forgot to mention, if your brakes aren't well labeled, see, these have a big L on it right there. The other side has a big R on it in the same spot. Yep, there it is. These are labeled. They'll tell you where they go. But if you don't know which way drum brakes go, you always go to the bob theory. Now, what the bob theory is, you have two shoes. One is smaller, one is bigger. Big out back. So you put the big shoe with more material on the back side. Say the back of the trailer's over here, front of the trailer's over here, small one up front, big one out back. Just remember that. You'll always be in the right place. Oh, that was weird. I just knocked that. There it is. Dust cover off the inside. I guess you can adjust it from there if you want. But these are auto adjusting. So when you hit the brakes, it pulls. And you got this little tab here that will click the wheel. And if there's enough room for it to click the wheel, it'll click it so that it'll always adjust the pads out. So now you got a little bit of info there. Now I'm going to go out, try to find a jack big enough to jack that thing up. Luckily, there's nothing in there except tires. And hope. The best way I've found to jack up a trailer is in between the tires. You got a jack point right there. I grab my 3-ton jack. Just kind of let her settle. Hope for the best, because this is pretty heavy for a 3-ton jack. Yep. Okay. That just killed my jack. I'm not sure what happened here, but I think we split it. Maybe I was jacking on an unlevel place. Maybe it was too much for the jack. Okay, now we need to come up with a plan B because I don't have one. Okay, so as soon as I get started, I get shut down immediately because of the jack blowing out. Rest in peace. It was a good jack for a long time. I don't know if we overloaded it. I don't know if a trailer that weighs as much as a truck for a 3-ton jack. How much is a ton anyway? Anyway, I don't know if we overloaded it. I've used it plenty of times doing that. Maybe it's just old. I'm going to have to go get one, so I'll be right back. Back from getting old reliable. And my parts showed up. So I have all the drums and hubs. Now I've got all the brakes, drums, hubs, bearings, grease, maybe a working jack. Now we can get to work. Okay, we are gonna have to hurry because the clouds are already starting to build again, so this might get worse before it gets better. Okay, this isn't good. Hear that? Oh boy. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got new dust caps and everything for this, so you can tell I greased it though. Good gravy. It's almost like gravy. Anyway, I can't even... You can tell it was well maintained, but good grief. Anyway, we got to try to get this thing off, which is the lock. See? So, got this little lock here that holds it on the keyway, and it stops the spindle nut from spinning. I need a redneck yoga mat over here. Oh my God, that's a lot of grease. You know what? It's better than nothing, like I said. All right. Oh yeah. Those brakes are quite hammered. Seal looks worn. Yeah. There's a good thing I bought drums. These drums, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you might be able to see the dark marks in the drum face. That is either grease or heat checking. Probably heat checking. And I'm looking at the backing plate. Looks relatively similar to the one I have. It's 5-bolt. All right, so basically, like I said, pull your drum off. You're going to get rid of it anyway. You see this face here? That's where your electromagnet rides. This one is all sorts of gummed up. Like I said, these brakes are original to this trailer. About 14 years old. I've never changed them. And they are dangerously thin, actually almost worn through on that side. And with this thing being unable to really move, tells me a lot about how much braking force I really had left. So I'm going to grab a wrench. I don't know what size that is. I'm going to throw you guys on time lapse, I think. And we're going to yank these backing plates off, cut them, start installing new ones. Check that. I think we're going to just live action this thing because I figured you guys could learn a little bit more if you don't know how to do this than me just like buzzing through it on a faster rate. So these backing plates are held on with these bolts here, and they are actually studs, I think. Feeling around the backside here of the spindle face, and yeah, they're studs. I keep thinking I hear thunder, so we better hurry this up. I got a 9/16. I think that's the correct size. I'm just gonna take a rag here and protect the spindle as much as I possibly can. We're going to be cleaning that off as soon as I get this face off here. Let's see if this takes off. Oh yeah, no problem. I don't do a lot of live action stuff for you guys, so I figured I'd do that this time. These are all pretty standardized. So they're usually very similar if you just go and buy a set somewhere. Like I said, I bought these off of like Vevor. Probably rusted on. Let me grab a hammer. Actually, let me just make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, it's, I think right around the face here, it's pretty tight fit. So the rust probably has expanded and got into it. So I'm gonna pause for a second, grab a hammer and get this off. Okay. Apologies to headphone users. Now that she's clear, let's see where we can snip these wires and make it really... Actually, there's a little holder on the back side here, like a little plastic clip. I'm actually just going to cut the clip so that I can get to the whole wire face, make it a little easier on myself here. There they are. And I'll cut them off of the brake so that you can see what I'm talking about. There's that. Now you can see the splice that they put together. And what it is it's just a cheesy little, it looks like they just twisted it together. Yeah, just twisted it together, crimped it maybe, and just stuck some heat shrink over it. It's really not rocket science, honestly. I mean, look at the wire colors. They are brown and brown, both with what appears to be a black stripe. Yep, they're the same color. So wiring these, I don't think is really any big deal. So the opposite of how we took it apart is how we put it back together. It's really not too difficult, not rocket science at this point. I think now we're just going to clean up the spindle, take all this old grease out of here, which may contain metal or contaminants or old brake dust or whatever the case may be. Inspect this spindle seal face right here, which looks okay. Clean that up, and we'll just slap it back together. And that's essentially it. So we're going to go to time lapse, get this thing done. just in those few simple, easy steps, you too can have heat stroke. I'm lucky I'm in the shade at least. I mean, all right, 1 down, 3 to go, and the weather's moving in, so at least it's cloudy. I hope this helps people. I genuinely do, because there's a lot of people out there who just kind of don't know how to do things and are too stubborn to ask for help or just don't know the right places to go to find it. And I'm one of them. I ain't gonna lie. But I found that in doing things myself, it's a lot more liberating than being helpless, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with this. I'm sure you guys don't really care about watching me flail around in time-lapse form, doing the same thing over and over and watching a man get sweatier and sweatier and closer to passing out because he's middle-aged and doesn't know when to quit. So I'm going to continue on here. Any weird abnormalities or whatever things that may come up, I'm going to let you know, and that could be a learning thing too. So I'm sure I'm going to find something really gross on the other side, so I'll keep plugging forward, and I'll see you in a minute. And as soon as I thought about it, I found one. I haven't even gotten to the other side yet. I'm still at the point where I have just finished talking to you guys. But they gave me these cotter pins, these washers, and these castle nuts to fit on for this hub. Now, the problem is, this spindle is not a castle nut type spindle. It does not have a hole drilled in it. And this washer is completely useless because there's no slot so that it won't rotate or spin with the bearing, because there's that little flat spot on the top of the spindle where you can actually seat the thing. So what I did was I just kind of got a little clever. You know, you'll have to figure this stuff out too if this comes your way. But what I did was just really simple. Reuse the old stuff. The old lock cover works with the old nut and the old washer. None of that was worn out. None of it was broken. So guess what? Right back on the trailer. So we're going to have to do that for every single one of them, which not a huge deal. We did not make it far, guys. Oh, there's the bearing. That fell out. That ain't good. That's doubly not good. So this one probably wasn't even working. This thing is scuffed really, really bad. I'm glad I bought drums. This shoe, real bad. Just shot. I think the seal wore out and it got all greasy everywhere. Because you can see there's a pile of fresh grease and all this stuff in here. Probably oil impregnated these shoes. And yeah, they're bare completely, both of them. So that was grinding. I knew I heard grinding. That's why I bought these brakes. But man, I didn't think it was that bad. So that is really dangerous thing to do. If you have these brakes like this bad, yeah, don't be like me. Fix your brakes. Inspect stuff a lot more often than what you do. You know, I will admit to finding a problem with this trailer at one point where the wiring, ugh, God, it's so gross. The wiring actually got pinched in between one of the axle tubes and the frame on the other side. I'm gonna have to go inspect that, but what happened was it had killed the brakes to one of the axles. I think that axle was not working for, it could have been years. I just noticed that the brakes weren't working on the trailer as well as they had for a long time, got under and inspected it and found the wires broken. As soon as I hooked the wires up, holy cow, I had brakes again. But I bet you this thing was running on single axle brakes for probably years. And that led to a very premature failure. I'm guaranteeing these brakes were overworked, getting hot, and just busting the seal because it was too hot. So there you go. Yeah, definitely a seal problem. You can see it right there. Next update, side number 3, front pad, not too bad. Back pad, yeesh, not so good. Also, the wiring on this side ties in through the axle here, and it goes to the other side. See that? So I have to tie in my brake to these, and I should have cut them far longer, but I didn't. So I'm gonna have to figure that out real quick. That was quite the mistake, but it's okay. I'll just tie it right back into the same line that it came out of. And number 4, you guessed it, junk. Very junk. Where'd the pad go that I just had? Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, that just fell on me. Yeah, there's the rest of it. That fell off like the other side. So that's pretty gross. So that's the last one I got left. Everyone else is actually going pretty well. So this trailer will have brand new brakes and brand new tires on it. Hopefully that'll help. Jeez, that thing is just... Yeah, yet another... I don't know if I just greased too much or what, but like... This seal just ain't... Well, maybe I didn't grease too much. Maybe it's just, 14 years of use. It's probably just bad seals, man. They're probably just bad. So, all right. Okay, I'm in my truck. I got the trailer behind me. I'm very sad that I had to turn my air conditioning down because I am absolutely dying. But you'll see down here, if I get you out of the sun, when I hit the brakes, this thing goes to 9.5. That's what I was running before with the brakes. Now, if I do that with these brakes, let's see what happens. They're not adjusted. Let's get this thing straightened out a bit here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we gotta hit the brakes a few times to get this thing straight. Oh yeah, there we go. It's probably locking up. What do you want to bet the brakes are locking up? Well, maybe not. But I gotta roll it forward a whole bunch of times and hit the pedal to get the brakes to activate, to get them to adjust properly. So I'm gonna do that a few times, then get her back up into the garage and we'll be done. Now, I got one more test to perform just to make sure that those brakes are working. This is an old trick that I figured out. There we go. Let's go listen to see if the brakes are humming, making sure that they are working. That one is. That one is. I think that one is. That one definitely is. A little bit worried about this one. I can't reach in here to check though, because a little tight. Okay, it is. Ooh, very sharp piece of metal. Wow. It's actually hot enough out that my garage smells like hot rubber and plastic because the sun's beating in on things. So I'm gonna get this door shut. But that's what I wanted to give you guys for a video, was nice little instructional how-to. I didn't want to let it go for a week. The way the algorithm works, it's just so much better to stay in it and do something weekly and create engagement. And that's what I wanted to do. Make a how-to video that not only helps me out because I needed brakes on my trailer, but helps you guys out as well. Maybe somebody out there doesn't know how to do it. Maybe they're a little bit daunted by the idea of doing it themselves. But you know what? The only thing that really was a bother was the heat and time. Otherwise, it really wasn't that bad of a job. You literally hook up 2 wires, bolt the thing right on. Everything is pretty universal when it comes to, you have to buy them per axle though. You have to get it, if you have like 5,200 pound axles like me, buy brakes for a 5,200 pound axle with the same lug count as yours and you're pretty good to go half the time. Just know how big your brakes are. Like mine was a 12x2. I just bought 12x2 inch brakes. Thing bolted right up. Same exact thing. It just completely different brands. It was fine. It was completely fine. So like I said, thank you guys. I just wanted to do this video as a thank you. And back to regular content. I'll have a race this week. Like I said, I'm actually currently working on that video right now, and you'll see what's going on in there soon. That's a little sneak peek of that one. So tell your friends, tell your family if you think they'd like something like this. I'm going inside because I feel like I'm going to have heat stroke at any moment, and the air conditioning in my house is lovely. And I underestimated how humid it was going to be today. Yes, I am a sissy New Englander, but you know what? That's just what I am. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Until next time.